Hey everyone, and welcome to Cars in 60. Before we get into the feature, we'd just like to thank our sponsors for this video, Powertrans Bosch Diesel Service. If you're on this channel as a car enthusiast, you would know that one of the most foundational components in any modern engine, whether petrol or diesel, are the fuel injectors. If the fuel injectors in a vehicle, modified or not, are not functioning optimally, chances are it's going to lead to multiple significant functioning issues. The Powertrans Bosch Diesel Service Center in Ballito has a world-class fuel injection facility, kitted out with state-of-the-art equipment for both passenger and commercial vehicles. From diagnostics, repairs, cleaning and calibration, all the way to sales, the team of professionally trained technicians are more than competent to assist with your potential requirements. So whether you need of diagnostics or a brand new set of injectors, contact them via the details shown below. They are based in Ballito, KZN, and are able to service customers nationwide. Enjoy the feature. Thanks for meeting us this morning, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you on Cars in 60, and well done on the recent 11.9 run. That was this past weekend.
Yes, it was.
And the car did it in full street trim.
Definitely.
So can you tell us, what does full street trim mean?
Look, to tell you the truth, I actually wanted to clarify that because there was a bit of issues also after we finished.
Okay.
Full street trim means as your car is on the street.
Like how is it sitting
As it's sitting now.
Yeah.
Full interior, full dashboard, spare wheel tunnel, sound, seats, everything.
And the windows are still glass, not Lexan.
Everything. No perspex, boot lid, fiberglass doors, everything.
Solid.
Solid.
As the car is.
As the car is.
Awesome, man. Awesome achievement.
Yeah, sure.
Can you give us the specifications of the car? Is it, can you take us through what?
Okay, look, this car was actually purchased many years ago. It was my first Mk 1.
Yeah.
It was a 1300 4-speed. It's been through a couple of engines. I can't go through so many now. But let's just talk about where it is now. It's sitting 1.8 20V turbo.
1.8 20V turbo.
Yeah.
And what model is the car?
It's an 88 model.
1988.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it had the 4-speed.
Yes.
Okay. And can you just take us through what's been done in terms of the new engine setup and gearbox?
Okay. We initially started to build this car as a show car. When you go to the pictures, you'll see we actually went to the extent of doing a wire tuck, flash the engine bay here and there.
Yeah.
It was a standard motor initially. Now it's got a full forged bottom end, got some headwork.
Yeah.
The box is modified slightly as well. I'll chat about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then we've got bigger turbo, bigger injectors, and it's running
turbo,
GT30 turbo, and it's running 50/50 ethanol.
Okay. And what power is this car currently making?
Just before this drag, which was run this weekend at Desi, it actually did us very proud. It did 410 horses at Imran Performance Tuning.
Wow, really impressive stuff. And gearbox, is it a 5-speed or 6-speed?
It's the normal 5-speed Golf 4 GTI box. I also got some questions about that.
Okay.
But it has been fitted with the LSD, which assisted quite a bit.
Oh, with the
quarter mile time.
And the gearbox, synchros, everything is all still.
Everything's standard but new. It's all just been freshened up.
Okay. And who was the car built by?
The car was built by Denzel's Auto.
Okay.
They're a very popular mechanic shop.
I've seen the cars.
They're from Chatsworth, Unit 1. A special mention just to my man that's Roland.
Yeah.
The last week with this car, we've had some issues that I can't even explain to you, but he made sure it was 100% before we got into the dyno. And I'll tell you the truth, that's how we managed to get out that 11.9 on Saturday.
Wow. Because I've seen, like, social media, some of the cars, like they popular the R32.
Yeah, R32 Kings.
Putting out some monsters.
Yes.
On the road.
Hey? They are known as the R32 Kings now. Correct.
Yeah, I hope we.
I don't want to say this is faster than that because I don't want to cause any friction, but yeah.
You guys are kind of a family.
No, one love, definitely.
And I hope, like, in the near future, we get to chat to him. And
yes.
To do a.
No, definitely. Well, we'll put you on track.
Some amazing stuff here in KZN. I think he's become like the go-to guy for anything R32.
Yes.
I've seen like what they're doing here. And the tunings, who's the tuning done by?
My tuning is done by Performance Tuning. His name is Imran.
Yeah, I've heard
yes, he's in Amgeni Road. Again, him too, like the one night we finished off with the car only at 8 o'clock, and it was Wednesday, I think, and Saturday was a drag.
Yeah.
And we phoned him, and even Roland spoke to him, and I spoke to him as well. He said, you know what, we had a problem with the car last week, we brought it to you.
Yeah.
He said, why are you phoning me? come through.
Oh, wow.
And we finished at 11. And when we finished at 11, when I drove the car home, I can even show you my phone. I even sent him a message.
The car was sorted.
When I went home, my heart was beating through my chest, so I know everything is right.
And
Yeah.
Kevin, is there any reason you chose the 1.8 20V over the popular 2-liter 16-valve turbo conversion?
Look, initially, I wanted the car, as I told you, I was going to run it 1 bar pump fuel, and the most reliable setup was the
Because it's
1800.
turbo already.
Yeah, and you know what? People have been doing it. It's running reliably. But to tell you the truth, the amount of respect that this engine needs to get is second to none.
Really?
For the 1800, unreal. If I have to be extremely honest, I told you 410 horses before.
Yeah.
But it's not the 410 horses that's carrying the car. It's a 465 Newton meter of torque that we're getting from an 1800. That's throwing this car across the line.
So the car is still a 1.8, it hasn't been rebought to a 2-liter.
Nothing.
Still a
Nothing.
1.8.
It's
Wow.
still a 1800. That's why I'm saying we're very happy with what we've achieved for what it has.
Wow, really, really awesome stuff. Kevin, what changes did you guys make in the final weeks for you to run into the 11s?
Look, the turbo was giving us a bit of a hassle. We had a
Yeah.
problem with the wastegate where we wasn't getting boost.
Okay.
So we sorted that out. The manifold was giving us a hassle. And then also the LSD was a big change because the car was running before. It made about 380 horses. It had a couple of small issues. But without that LS, we couldn't put the power down. It's also not about having all the power, it's about expressing it, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
so that was like the final changes before we did that final tune to the 410.
Because I mean, the car's, under a ton. And
Yes.
the Mark 1's always battle with traction, whether it's aspirated or turbo.
Yes,
Traction
yes,
is the
exactly.
main focal point after the conversion's done, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the interior. Can you just take us through what modifications?
Look, the interior as well, like I said, initially it was built for the show car, so I was looking for a nice set of seats. I actually got these from Max Motorsport, the Golf 6 replica seats. I had custom rails.
Wingbacks, eh?
Yes, the wingback seats. I got custom rails built. I did the back seats in genuine leather just to finish off the interior nicely. OEM stuff, I bought all new stuff, but it was, in terms of the dashboard, I still kept it standard, whatever I could keep. The interior, the floor carpeting, I got it from a Velocity, but because it's black, it looks like it came with the car, things like that. Even the hood lining as well.
Or the
Velocity,
black
but
Velocity,
yeah.
You know, like the car ran 11.9 a few days ago, and the car looks like it could win a car,
Yeah.
show.
In fact,
Really.
2 weeks ago, we won Best Engine Bay and a second place for interior, just before we entered it.
I think a lot of guys are trying to achieve that, to have a car that's quarter mile, a quarter mile.
Yes.
A quarter mile king, and then you can also go park it at the car show.
That like I said, that was the intention. That's why I'm so happy with what we've achieved in Daisy. As I told you, it was a gas live event.
Yeah.
So they had gymkhana, drifting, and drag racing.
Okay.
So we only had 2 hours on the track, with which we put down 5 runs.
Okay.
And the car was so consistent, it exited 198, 199, 199,
the
200.
exit speeds.
Yeah, so
So
the
it
4
was
runs, it was
consistent.
so consistent. We just knew everything was, 100%.
And clutch, in terms of clutch, what clutch?
The clutch is custom built. It's a dual mass setup, but the clutch is made up by one of Trevolan's suppliers, which we bring down from Joburg, and it's working very well. I use it with a 24.5 tire.
Yeah.
No issues, no riding, no slipping, nothing.
Wow, really,
Worked
really
well.
cool stuff. I was going to ask you the question, is this car used as a daily or just drag only? But just looking at the car, I can tell that. If I had to pass this car on the road, and if you're not driving in boost, I would be like, oh, that's a good-looking Mark 1.
Yeah, I drove past a couple of Metro here, and I was like waving at them because they couldn't hear the turbo.
Yeah,
so
because it doesn't look like a highly modified car,
Yes.
Kevin, are there any memorable cars that you have beaten with this Mark 1?
Oof. Look, you win some, you lose some. I can't say I lost or I won all my races, rather. But where it was 1 bar pump fuel, that was when I was learning how to drive it. My most memorable race, I have to tell you, which is the first time in my life I drove 5th gear limiter, which was quite fast for me because the wipers were actually lifting off the windscreen. It was a 135i, a modified one, and I was like half a car in front of him, but it was a well worth it race. It was something you work for.
Those cars are really fast.
Yeah. And I
many
raced
stock
him from
cars are
2nd
you?
gear roll right till 5th gear, and because I kept there right until they were had no more, where 5th gear limited box is finished.
Yeah.
That was one of my most memorable races, I have to tell you,
And Kevin, I have to ask you the question, how much have you spent on this build, on the car in total so far?
That's certain questions you don't want to know the answers to.
Yeah,
that's one of the questions. Yeah. But look, it's money well spent because you can't replace the time that we've put into this car.
Yeah,
leave alone the money and the parts that we put in. It's also the time and also the joy it gives you. You know, so that's where I take my pride.
Would you ever sell it?
Highly doubt it.
Highly doubt it.
Highly doubt. I've had it for more than 15 years, I think now.
Oh wow.
This particular Mark 1. Yeah.
Oh,
so
really cool.
So trying to keep it as long as we can.
Oh, awesome. And lastly, Kevin, anyone you'd like to thank?
Oh, first and foremost, my wife. I tell you the truth, in this game, you don't have someone that's behind you who supports you and who also understands the time and effort that goes into this sport. You're not going to do it and you're not going to enjoy it. And that's one of the things that we have an understanding with. And obviously, over and above that, my mechanic, Trollen, as I mentioned before, Denzel's Auto, their whole team there. And also all my family and friends that were there with me through the builds. I've got as I told you, I've got an aspirated car and this as well. So we were in the game for a while. You got to have a good team and good people in order to be in the game for a while. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to do something you don't enjoy.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely big thanks to all of them.
And if you don't have the support, especially from your tuner and your builder, you would give up in the end. You know.
No, definitely. Even to be honest, that last time when we went that week before the drag, I wasn't happy, and Trollen saw I wasn't happy. And even when I went home, my wife saw I wasn't happy. She was like, "You're gonna take the car, and if it's not right, go and fix it." And then I went to him, and he says, "Right, let's fix it." And then after that, everything it worked out. It worked out. So I was happy.
And lastly, Trollen from us at Cars 60. Always a privilege to have Mark 1 Turbo. We are huge fans of it.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure meeting you and seeing the car. We're actually going to go for a drive after this.
No problem. Let's hope you enjoy it. How's it? It's not bad. I don't know what boost it is, but
I didn't even look. I couldn't look. I'll check now. So you said that on race day it was 1.95 bar.
1.8. It's tuned to 1.95.
And you were saying that you guys broke a record. Can you just specify which record?
Okay, to the best of our knowledge, because I know there's a lot of races out there, but with the 1800 full trim. This is the fastest, or rather the only one full trim to enter the levels. On its first try as well. That's what we're priding ourselves on at the moment. That was 1.5 bar.
Sure.
I can't put it on too much because of the road. And see the LS, how much it helps.
I need to look at the boost gauge, but it's hard for me.
No, it's fine, no problem. No, but that's enough boost for the road.
But when the car goes into a boost, it doesn't do that pulling to the side, eh?
No.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, but you counter stage here, but the LS helped a lot. I'll drive it slowly, it will go down. Because I just saw the police here now. You can see what I was saying, it just comes in, but at 3.5.
I'm going to look now, I'm going to try to look there. How did you guys, the cooling, the engine temperature?
We put a bigger radiator, and that's about it. It's everything else is working as it is.
I see it's going to about 1.5, but I can't see.
No, that's right, it's 1.5.
And when you're taking off at the drags, you're taking a 1.5 or 1.9 bar from the line?
From the line, 1.8 bar. But you see, in the drag now, the tires is going to help you.
Yeah, with the traction.
So you're loading. Here now, it's a normal street tire.
Yes,
So what I'm doing is I'm loading the boost and I'm releasing slowly. Because if I'm to release fast, it's just going to wheel spin.
But I see the car brakes also very nicely.
Yeah. We upgraded, but it's actually the standard brakes, believe it or not. But it's got velocity braking system, which we've just made everything brand new.
Sure, it brakes
Yeah.
Nah, you'd never. If I was parked next to this at the robot, I wouldn't know.
But as you pick up the boost, it gets faster and faster. But then, like I'm saying, how much power do you need?
Oh my.
You know, I'm happy. I'm very happy with the way it's going now. But here we can't even put it down because the metro is inside. They will turn and come back.
No.
But see if you drive it.
It's drivable, eh? Wow, very
No problem. Just drive it through the gears. That's what I'm saying. I was stressing before, when you say full trim street car, you can use it anyway.
Wastegate and dump valve, what you're using here?
Wastegate is a Chinese wastegate.
Yeah.
Dump valve is a Chinese dump valve. And I don't want to say I got Chinese rods too, because then you'll think the engine is made in China. No, actually we upgraded the wastegate. It's a XL wastegate with a modified 1.2 bar gate pressure spring. Oh, sorry, 1 bar. So when it's starting off, it's starting at 1 bar and then it builds up. So like I said, it's tuned to about 1.95, almost 2 bar.
Yeah.
But that's how much wastegate was giving us. That's the only reason why we didn't go more.
You could go higher boost.
Yeah. We were looking to go 2.2 to 2.5. That's what ideally my mechanic and them want. But after I drove it, I just said, let me get used to it now. Because like I said, only last week it made that 410. So from there, let me drive it and see, and we'll get used to it.
Yeah. If someone's looking at putting a 1820 valve, 1.8 20 valve in their car, any recommendations from your side, from your experience?
Hey, first thing, put it in a car, run it standard, enjoy it, pump fuel.
Okay.
I can tell you the truth, and then from there. But bang for buck, I actually think it's one of the better for conversions, especially the turbocharged route.
Definitely.
You know, the guys with the 16 valves are making power. I'm not saying they're not, but for the 1800, like I said, 460 newtons, there's not much more you need from an engine. Like I said, how fast you want to go.
Definitely.
It just depends now on what you want out of the car.
Definitely.
See, they were doing roadworks here at the bottom, so I can't even go down fast. I saw a metro when I was coming, so I don't know. Last time I got a fine on this road.
Oh.
That's why I'm so cautious here, because they set up the trap on this side.
And they've got a weird speed limit here at 70.
It's 70, yeah. And there was police parked here, see? I saw them when I was coming up. When you race, your sensors are quite high for these guys.
Better, yeah. It goes like fire.
No, like I said, I'm happy with it. It's a pity I can't show you its full power, but
no,
on the streets, it's enough.
Yeah, I can feel it.
It's enough, yeah. Like I said, previously, when I say previously, maybe a month ago, about 2 months ago, like before we put it the LS now, you couldn't drive it at 1.5 bar.
It was just wheel spin.
It would wheel spin. The
That's
smoke will come inside the car.
It's like when you changing to third and going high boost, there's no, like it's on, like staying in a straight line.
Then, yeah. It comes in hot.
Do you ever get tired of it?
Never. You can't. The only problem is you got to keep changing tires.
Because of the wheel spin.
Yeah.
Any plans or thoughts of doing a 4-wheel drive system on this?
No, not yet. The next step here ideally would be for us, if I had anything, I'd like to put a nice set of cams.
Yeah.
Doing some research, CAT cams or integrated engineering seems the way to go at the moment. And then with that will have to be the bigger turbo, obviously, because we're only running a GT30 here now. The GT30 can only take so much.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so that would be our next mod. Let's call it that.
Sure, man. Car is insane.
Thanks for.
I'm so glad I got to go on it.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Next time if you're down and we're around and if I have the tires and all on, I'll take you for a nice drive up M19.
Yo, I'm so scared of that this boost. Thanks, Kevin.
No problem. Thank you.